Hey everybody, so welcome to MathReps Monthly. Yay! I know a couple weeks ago, some of us here in the States um, had some days off. I had a whole week off, so I ended up going back home to Detroit just to kind of hang out with my dad and some friends as well. So I met up with some high school friends as well. So that was super fun. So if you were hanging out with your family, hopefully all went well and it was super awesome. So before we get started, I'm super excited. I got this book. Oh, right. So this is from National Council of Teachers in Mathematics. I only bought the K2 book. I decided if I like it, I'll get the 3-5 book as well. So it's just kind of I'm started delving into this whole world of English language learners and how they're affected in the math classroom. And it was really spurred on by um, Ben Cogswell. So if you're not following Ben Cogswell on Twitter, you should. I think it's Cogswell underscore Ben is his Twitter handle. But anyhow, so was in a discussion with him on something, and something he said just kind of sparked it with me with, hey, math is not a universal language. Like we always say math is a universal language. It's like, oh, and he's right. While the numbers can be universal, the language is not. Things like shaded and sum and difference and all of that language that we use, that beautiful language that we use to explain our thought process, is not universal to our ELLs. So I just kind of started delving down to that rabbit hole. And then I started getting into the 8 mathematical language routines and like, there's so much involved in it. I am loving it, every minute of it. And through that, I got onto National Council of Teachers in Mathematics, was looking at some of their things. This does address like the language issues that are behind it. And really, it's just good teaching practices. Um, it's just the teaching practices of like how you can help kids and doing the scaffold. So it doesn't necessarily go to, language practices, but that is not why you are here. You are here because I have these games that I created one day. I thought I was brilliant. It was a stroke of brilliance on my part. Okay, it really wasn't a stroke of brilliance, but in the moment, I thought it was a stroke of brilliance. Let's see, I can go over here. So what I did was I took the actual some of the math reps in the lower elementary, and I created a game board for it so that you can, ooh, I hate when it does that on me. It just kind of blanks out. Your students can kind of practice it on their own. So I just kind of wanted to go over that because I get a lot of questions about that. What is that? How do you play it? So let's jump on over there. I'm going to share my screen, and it's going to be like, which screen do you want to share? I'm going to share a tab. Math reps. There we go. We're going to share that one. All right, so this is in my Google Drive, obviously. So these are all of the math things that are in there. You can find everything at mathreps.com. But as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things, and there's more than just the actual math reps. So there's sous chef, let's see, comic strip math. Oh, Kristen did something with the sous chef. Oh, copy of sous chef. Let's see what she put in there. This is exciting. I'm here for this. Okay, well, that's loading up. Yes. So this is just yes, this is sous chef. So if you're familiar with Iron Chef, you'll take this, and this is for math. It's a sous chef. We can talk more about that at another time. But basically, it's the same thing. So students can get whatever it is they need. They can get a problem. So you can write a problem here. Every student can get a different problem. Every student can have the same problem, but maybe model it in a different way. All right. Oh, you weren't even seeing that. Sorry about that. All right. So I am on here, and I'm going to come over here to the K2 one. I don't think they're in the Jamboard collection, so I'm just going to do this, and I will share this screen next. And I'm going to go into the first grade one. All right, hopefully this is what you're seeing. No, you are not seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share this particular tab with you. And share screen. Chrome tab, first grade. Okay. So all the games are essentially the same. So if you haven't been on here recently, I've started to upgrade all of these things and kind of tweak them. Everything is Creative Commons, so feel free to use it, modify it to your needs. If you do anything with it, just make sure that, see, like I love this one. So Ben put his name on it, and it also has been inspired by myself and my friend Chris McKee, who kind of created this. So he took something of ours and just kind of vamped it to fit his needs, shared it out with us. Thanks, Ben. And just kind of added his name to it. So just feel free to do those things. Just you have to keep the names on it. So here we have a blank one. I'm not actually going to look at the blank one. I'm going to look at this one. So it goes with, see which one does it go with? It'll go with this one. So if you're using this with your students, excuse me, and you're doing this with your students daily or on the reg, and you're like, okay, like they're kind of getting it. So for a center routine, put this or a blank one of these actually, put a blank one of these in a plastic sleeve. And then inside the plastic, and then on the sleeve, they can write on it with dry erase marker. Getting the game board, this was Chris's idea. You go ahead and using a pencil and a paper clip, so you can legit. I use paper pencil with students a lot of times with math. You can have this laminated, whatever, and you put a pencil down and a paper clip and you spin it. Now, if you want to digitize it and put a spinner on here or a link to a spinner and have the kids do that, that's great too. Like share that stuff out with us. We're here for it. But then you see it'll have like the 10 frame. It has um, the tally marks, the hand, number bonds, math sentence. So you give your students a number, whatever that number may be. So in this case, it was 8, right? So you're like, okay, here's 8. So the students go over to the game board, they spin it. They're either going to move 1, 2, or 3 spaces. That's it. So Chris, whose idea this was like, no, if you do it this way, then it just takes them longer to get through it. You're fine. You're good to go. So they spin and say they spin a 2. So they're here at the monkey and they go 1, 2 over to their personal game board. So this is now on theirs. And they do the tally marks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now they have it filled in on their paper. Great. The next person goes. You have as many people playing as you want. Doesn't matter, right? So the next person goes. They spin a 3. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. They got the hand. So they go to their personal board and they color in the 8 on the hand. So the first person goes again. They spin. And let's say they land on tally marks again. That's okay. You just have them erase it and do 8 tally marks again. They're just getting reps in. That's what we want them to do. And because they've done this, it's super successful because they understand it, right? So if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me about any of those things. Okay. Excuse me. So that's the first grade one. Of course, you can use this in kindergarten as well. So if you have an instructional aide in your classroom helping and they run some of these things, this might be a good way to start having the kids do this and kind of break into that more independent practice. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing on this screen and I'm going to head on over to, let's see, I know I have a second grade one. Oh, sorry, while I'm on the first grade stuff. Did you know that I also have some graphing stuff that you can use too in the first grade thing? These are just things like, I've created, I think I created this one I did with my friend Chris. She was like, oh, you know what? We always need more graphing. So let's go ahead and, make some graphing stuff. So here's just a graphing one. And this is a blank one. But you're like, but I don't want a blank one. I'm like, I've got your back on that one too. So it has things like favorite food. Of course, you can change them out, like whatever, like you do you. Again, it's Creative Commons, so feel free to like, you know, do whatever it is you need to do with it. So hopefully it's zooming in. So it'll have like which has the fewest number of votes. You can have the kids like go around and ask people in the classroom. You can do this as an activity together. You can have them do this for homework, at least this part, have them ask people in their home or that they know. um, which one has the highest number of votes? How many people voted in all? Are there any that are the same? How many more does one have? And that is such a hard concept. And how many fewer? And maybe write a sentence about the data. Again, feel free to change it up however you want to use it. So, there's favorite food, pets, would you rather it be sunny, rainy, or snowy? Here in California, they're always like, snow. They just don't understand. Where would you rather go? To the beach, to an bounce house? So just fun little activities like that. And again, we have some blank ones up here so that you can do that. All right. And I really am going to go towards, let's see, second grade has one. I know fifth grade, I think, has a game too. And that was a very complicated game because my brain got away from me. I'm not going to lie. Also tonight at 7 o'clock, if you are maybe I don't have a second grade game. If you are in California at 7 o'clock, Monterey Bay Q is having a live event as well. And I will be on it talking about MathReps because they weren't sure, like a lot of people were familiar with MathReps, in the area. So super exciting. So I'll be doing that tonight at about 7 o'clock. And I can put the information in here. I think it's, I do have it. So let me go into that one. I'll flash it up for you super quick. There we go. Share. There's a lot of sharing of screens today. And TweetDeck. There we go. So there it is. So you can join the stream. You can go to youtube.com/MB for Monterey Bay QCUE. They also have a Facebook group, facebook.com/Monterey Bay Q. So there's that information for you if you'd like it. Stop that. All right, let's see. Looking for another game just to kind of go along with that. Okay, here we go. Do 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 do. See, and then you get my singing along. I had like the Mondayest Monday ever today. I don't know if you guys did too. Definitely had a Monday. Like I just could not. Hopefully you guys did not have the same experience. All right, so here's another one. Very similar concept. So here's the game board again, but in this case, this is a third grade. In this case, there are different things that they need to do. So there's subtracting, there's adding, there's base 10 things. And it goes with this particular model. And I think I have a few more models like this as well. So you can pretty much do this with any of them. Give them the two numbers and then they kind of go through everything. Again, they're spinning, like they're rounding to 100. They have to round to 10. They have to do things on a number line. So there's just, and I think these blank ones, I just forgot to put something in. I think that's how that worked. Oops. So you're adding and subtracting using your base 10 models, and then you have your adding and subtracting using the base 10s. So again, same concept. If you wanted to do something else and here's a blank one and just have your kids move around and do it that way. Now, fifth grade is a little bit different. So I'm like, go and find the fifth grade one. Because again, I thought I was a genius and I made it way more complicated than it actually needed to be. So yeah, here we are. Life is complicated for me. Okay, so here's that. And there. Okay, so here's my friend Chris. She had some ideas. She was helping me out with it. So let me get this a little bit bigger for you. There we go. And bring that up. Okay, so there we go. So instead on this one, you can have them do, God, how did I have them do this? Oh, yes. So they were using the OG, the original. So here's the original math rep, the very first one that was ever created for my class. And it was the very first one that was created, quickly followed by a first grade one. So there's a ton of standards on here, but they're all interrelated. So you have 10, so you give the students a number. So here's the number that you're giving them. So they have to do 10 times greater, 100 times greater to the third power, adding, write a number that's greater than, so on and so forth. This, they actually have cards. So this would be cards instead of a board that you follow. It's flashcard. It's cards that they take. So I take a card. I have to do 10 times greater, and I get points. So you start tallying up points and keeping score. And there is a scorecard in here too. So here's the scorecard. So you would put all the cards face down here. These images, by the way, peanut butter otter or PB&J otter, I forget what it is. It's credited here, but it was also on, I found it on the Google free to use sort of thing, but the creator is credited down here as well. So I did not steal any images. So face down, cards up. So player one, player two. If you want to play with more players, make something that has more players on it. It's good to go. So you can have them adding all of their scores together. So for that first example where I was doing 10 times greater, I got 1.1 points. So now you're reinforcing that whole adding with the decimals and all that really good stuff. You can, as Chris said, you can put fraction points as well. So like, you can have 1 and 1/10, and then they can practice doing it that way when the time is right. So again, all different point values, 1.9, add 10 times greater and 100 times greater. So whatever they get, they would be writing it on their board, on their personal boards again. I think sorry, had several like kind of brain thoughts coming into me for a moment there. You want the students to both be doing it. So if you and I were both playing, I want the other person to be engaged. So while it might be my turn to do like writing 10 times greater, you should be doing it too. The other person should be doing it too, because you want the students to be engaged and catch any mistakes if there are any mistakes. Not to devalue the other student or anything, but to, just kind of keep them on their toes, and so that they can express themselves and practice that, defending their answers, which is, an MP. So hopefully that answers some of the questions on how to use these wacky games that I have. I know it's quick video. Lots of people have been asking me to do that. So hopefully that's it. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can find me on Twitter at Noah Tucky. It's right there. Yeah, so happy gaming to you. Happy math reps, and I'll see y'all soon.